Well, no sense worrying about it now.
Why worry? Each of us is wearing an unlicensed nuclear accelerator on his back.
Yep. Let's get ready. Switch me on.
Well, that's great. Either I have a monster in my kitchen or I'm completely crazy.
I don't think you're crazy.
That makes me feel so much better. Are you the keymaster?
Back off, man. I'm a scientist.
If the ionization rate is constant for all ectoplasmic entities, we could really bust some heads. In a spiritual sense, of course.
What's going on, everybody? It's another episode of the Ghostheads radio show. What is up? Bryce in the chat. First, as always, let's go. He says, "What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see you." Welcome everyone to a very exciting episode of the Ghostheads radio show. I am your host, Ted, aka Steady, and I know, it's looking a little lonely in here. My partner in crime, who would usually be like right here a little bit, right here. He has that flowy, kind of long hair and the big beautiful beard. Matty B is actually traveling right now. We knew this was happening. He was not going to be joining tonight, but it's totally fine because we have an amazing show for you guys. Uh, on the docket today is a number of chapters that we've selected to jump on the show and talk about their experiences, their charity events over this past weekend. So we're gonna have a number of them jump on from time to time and go through their experiences. But we want to hear from you guys as well. If you're watching the show right now, we want to hear how you guys did over the weekend. If you haven't figured it out, if you're just catching us for the first time, we've been talking on and on and on about the Ghostbusters 2022 toy drive. Is there anything more beautiful than this? Anything at all? Somebody, please give me an answer. I don't think there is. So many chapters across the country coming together for a common cause, a massive campaign. Hashtag Ghostbusters Toy Drive. Nearly 40 chapters, all planning events all over the country, do- collecting donated toys, canned goods, raising funds for organizations. It's beautiful. And we're continuing that. And we want to hear from everybody. We got a bunch of people in the chat. Bryce says, good to see you too, Teddy. I appreciate it. Kevin Quinn's in the chat. And I knew he would be here because I got a bunch of stuff to talk about with about Kevin. Legacy Nerd. It's all good, by the way. All good. Legacy Nerd. Cue music. I'm so lonely. Ecto 13 teen in the Northern Division, Central New York Northern Division. What's going on, guys? What's up? What's up? I would love to have that wreath on my door. Absolutely. You know what I would love to have? I would love to have a patch, right? If we could, I mean, listen. There's chapters all over the country. We all know somebody, right? Like if somebody who knows somebody who could come out with a really high quality, because you got to get all the little details and all the chapter logos from everybody on there. But if someone could come up with a patch, I'd throw that on my jacket. I'd throw that on my suit. That would be amazing. I would love that. Uh oh. Uh oh. Working on the patch. Oh man, don't tease me like that. Don't tease me. Do not tease me. Kevin Quinn. Yes. I see you, brother. Um, Plenty of things going on in this upcoming week. Let's try and talk about as much of those while we're waiting for my first guests to join on. They're out there somewhere. They'll be joining on shortly. So Kevin with the Lansing team, and let's all take a quick second to appreciate all the chapters that might have had some struggles early on. I know, like the Fort Collins group. I know some other chapters had a really hard time, sort of getting things off the ground. And it wasn't just because of where they're living. It's because everybody's got personal lives. Everybody has family. It's the holidays, right? There's all that kind of in the mix. Kevin Quinn, who he told us, I can't do a toy drive. It's not possible for us right now. There's a lot going on, and I said, you know what? Just keep your head up. See what you can do. It doesn't matter if you can't start on the first day. Doesn't matter if you can't start the second day. Any event you can come up with between now and the end of our campaign, the end of the Ghostbusters Toy Drive, is good with us. Anything, any effort you could put in to this campaign to just help out in any sort of way, help out any organization in any sort of way. And so, bravo, Kevin. He has a food drive that's going down on the 15th. Kevin, drop the details in the chat as well. So, Lansing, Michigan. Kevin, we need a flyer, bro. I want to see a flyer. It's got to have all the details on there. And then we're all going to share it like crazy for everybody in and all around Michigan. Radio stations, we need to call them up. Small businesses, we need to reach out to them. We need to let them know there's a food drive on the 15th. The Lansing Ghostbusters need your help. Answer the call and get out there and donate some food. Right? On it, he says. I love it. I love it. As soon as that's ready, bro. As soon as it's ready, you let me know. We're gonna try and get as much that information out there as possible. Derpy 501st says, "Hey man, remember me? Of course. We've seen you on the show plenty of times. Welcome, welcome." Bryce says, "I missed our two Christmas events because I came down with COVID. I've had it myself. It is not fun. I hope you're feeling better, brother. I really hope you are. Um, Man, that's hard. It really is. I apologize. I actually know a few people. I have a coworker actually that just caught it from this past weekend. It's not fun at all. While we're still waiting on some of our guests to join in, uh, Northern Division, if you want to join in, go for it. Use that link I gave you guys, and we can start doing that. Uh, he says, for us at least, but that patch would be sweet. Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, Kevin, you send me the flyer? Awesome. Let me pick that up. Stand by, stand by. I see you, Mike. Give me just a second here. Here we go, here we go. All right, I'm going to share this here. Again, bravo to the Lansing, Michigan crew for doing their thing. Oh, one second, one second. Let me move this here. Bravo to the Lansing Ghostbusters crew for doing their thing. They're teaming up with the Lansing Food Bank and Launch Entertainment Park to help bring food to the table of so many Lansing area residents who may not otherwise have anything to eat. The most requested items include canned fruit, canned vegetables, canned chicken, tuna, pasta, rice, beans, all that good stuff. Best of all, 25% of all jump admissions will be donated to the charity as well. Bring the whole family, meet the Lansing Ghostbusters while doing good in the Lansing area. There's that information. December 16th. Is that the right date? Let me know, Kevin. December 16th. Do, 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 do. And then the address there below, 19 582 West Grand River Avenue. So, everybody in the Michigan area, and we'll also share this when we get the. We'll also share this later on this week to make sure that everybody 15th. Okay, gotcha. Everybody will try and share that. That way, we want to get the word out. And Kevin, I know you got one more surprise for us. Kevin, who is with the Lansing team, he's been working on a slime blower, and this thing is pretty sweet. So yes, I'm going to share it now because we've been talking about it all week, him and I. So real quick, everybody check out his project here. Kevin Quinn's slime blower attachment to his proton pack. He's even got sort of a container right here. I like it. If you don't have the massive slime tubes to kind of carry and lug around, come up with an attachment for your proton pack. Have a slime container as well on the proton pack. I think it's fantastic. Bravo, Kevin. Bravo. Bryce says he's been following this on Facebook. Nice. That is sweet. I think I have another picture. Give me a second here. And then, Mike, I see you waiting on standby. Be right there, buddy. Alrighty. One more pick. Oh, this one's even better. Look at this thing. This is really cool. I think this is great. This is fantastic. I love how detailed it is. Do you plan on it doing something specific? Is it gonna kind of, is it gonna blow smoke or blow bubbles or anything like that? Let us know, man. Let us know how far you plan on taking this. And actually, even better is if you come up with like a short 5-second, 10-second video when it's all like completed and it lights up and the noises and everything, so we can get a full sort of view of what it does in action. Well, Kevin, I appreciate that, man. Just a show and possible future Photoshop. Very nice, very nice. Well, it's time to get on with the show. Kevin, appreciate the flyer, the information. I also have some more news, especially for the 580 team that they wanted me to push out. So I'm going to get to that in a second. But also, if you're just joining us, we are discussing the Ghostbusters 2022 Toy Drive. Nearly 40 chapters all across the country that have been putting on charity events, holding toy drives, collecting canned food donations, raising funds, all for a great cause, all in their local communities. And it's been an absolute blast. And I have some more information. We have some more teams that are going to be joining on later on. But first, as the one and only Mike Davis from the Ghostbusters of Central New York, the Northern Division team. What's going on, buddy? How are you?
Not bad. Thanks for having me. And I've been seeing that proton pack on Facebook too. I can't wait to see it finished.
I guess everybody has. Yeah, definitely. We've been messaging back and forth about it, and apparently everybody's been kind of keeping tabs on it. So that's really cool. So Mike, you and the Northern Division team of CNY, you guys, excuse me, you guys had an event this past weekend. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, what we did is last Friday we took the money. We raised money all year long, doing the bottles and cans. A couple birthdays. We had a 6-year-old bust a ghost for her birthday.
Ooh.
So it was pretty cool. And besides that, the Comic Cons and donations and whatnot. And Friday, me and my fellow member Eric went right to Toys for Tots and handed the director. It was $1,317 in cash and $100 check from doing one of the parades that we did.
That is incredible.
all right for Toys for Tots, and that's actually in the three I would say seasons of me doing this because I started in 2020 with just the truck.
Yeah.
Um, we're over $3,200 altogether.
Wow. That is incredible. 1,300. Can I get some likes on the stream? Can I get some love in the chat for the CNY team, the Northern Division Ghostbusters? Make some noise for Mike. That's incredible. $1,300. I can imagine when you guys are handing that off to the recipients, it must feel incredible, like just knowing what you guys accomplished this year.
Oh yeah, it is incredible, and actually for the fact of I got with the director earlier just to find out because they don't have a permanent location, so I had to find out where it was for this year.
Oh
And
wow.
I never told her how much it was. I just told her I've got a donation. I told her that we got a charity group. I got a donation and whatnot. So the video that's on my Facebook page, which is the Ecto 13T and the Ghostbusters the CNY Northern Division, you can see her face as it kind of lit up for how much money we handed her. Plus,
Say
you can
less. We're gonna go to that right now because we all need to see this.
yeah, it
Oh
was
man.
and it was kind of funny. My inner kid showed up because you saw all the toys that they had there. And I was like, oh, that's a cool Lego set right there.
Let's see here. Was this the one the the video where you guys started outside?
Yeah, outside, and we were walking to the door, and we actually met her outside of the door. So that's Michelle is her name.
Awesome. All right, I'm gonna show this here right now, and we're all gonna get a good glimpse of this these funds being handed off.
There we
Here we
go.
go.
Huh? No sound. But yeah, that's Michelle right there. She let us in the building so we can see what they got so far this year. The hardest thing they got the place, as in toys wise for children, is from like 0 to 12 months. And then anything from 10 and up is the hardest kids to seem to get toys for. Everybody can find them from 1 year to 8. So, and she was going to send me a picture of what the money did for them, but I never got it, nor am I even worried about it. You know, she's got a lot on
Yeah,
she's got a lot on her plate trying to make sure that all the kids have presents for this year, getting that all lined up and everything.
for sure, for
So
sure.
yeah. And we kept telling them, you know, you can go to the website, you can donate all year long. So
Year round.
oh yeah. So hopefully you can see it good. Yeah, that's the moment I handed her all the money that happened to be in that sandwich bag. It's just you could see that it caught her off guard, just knowing it was that much, and she really appreciated us doing it.
Oh my gosh.
And Eric right there, he's already promised double next year, and I don't even know if we're going to be able to hit it, but we're going to at least try. Yeah, come look at the toys, guys. You know.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. A team like yours, I can't imagine that you guys aren't going to stop until y'all triple it next year.
Oh, I'm going to shoot for it. I say some of that money, let's see, like 700 of it was a spaghetti dinner that a friend helped me throw. Actually, the friend that helped me throw the spaghetti dinner owned the redemption center I use, and they've helped me right along ever since I started this. So we're kind of got a good relationship with the redemption center that we've used for the bottles and cans that we've collected. Other than that, it's been donations at Comic Cons and birthdays and just different events.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I think I said it last week talking to the New York City guys. Just the 5-year-old Ghostbuster, you know, 5-year-old kid dressed up as a Ghostbuster, just having fun.
That is
But
so
yeah,
cool, Mike.
so last year I brought, was it like $400 worth of toys plus $300 cash, and the year before I donated almost $1,150 via online.
Oh my gosh. You
Yeah,
guys are
so
huge. You guys are big time. I
hey, go
love I
big or
love
go home.
absolutely. I love hearing this, man. And it's when you think about it, I mean 10, 15, $20 per toy probably, and all that money you're reaching out and you're changing the lives of hundreds of kids this holiday
Oh yeah,
season. You know what I mean? It's
oh yeah,
it's so fantastic, and it's something that we definitely want, every group to get to. You guys have it figured out, and you've been working hard, and you put in the time all year. It's not he didn't do this over the weekend. You worked hard at it all year, and sometimes it takes that much, but it's all worth it, and it's fantastic. I think
and
that
yeah,
part of this toy drive, we last year, our team as well, we had some success with the toy drive in only a week. And so part of the idea was like, hey, how many more kids can we help if we extend it by 3 weeks? Let's do it for like a month. That was the original idea. Let's do it for a month. How many more kids can we actually put a smile on their faces this holiday season if we do this for a whole month, and really put in the time, really put in the effort? So that's that's part of it, is just like, what, more time putting into it shows more rewards coming out of it. And I think you guys are fantastic. I think this is a fantastic thing that you guys have done. Continue, pushing on, pushing forward. um Fantastic group you guys have. And the look on her face, yes, she was taken back, she was shocked. So look, we all appreciate you, man. I hope you understand that, like, you're doing a wonderful thing. We appreciate you. We want to keep highlighting chapters just like yours. And hopefully, one day or one year, we're going to be doing like all this as like 50 or 60 or 70 chapters strong, all kind of pushing this towards the same goals and changing tens of thousands of lives across this country.
right.
That would just
Well,
be incredible.
like who's doing the map? I mean, there's a lot of chapters out there. I
There's a
mean,
ton of chapters.
I didn't realize, like New Jersey, New York City area, there's a lot there, but Michigan's got a lot too. I mean, it's just, and then I know like the group I'm a part of is the Central New York group that I joined.
Yeah.
I joined that back in 19, and then this year I started my own group up here, and I'm still doing stuff with them, and they're all for Golisano's Children's Hospital. So, and it's just, I've learned a lot through this toy drive. I've learned a lot being part of the group,
Yeah.
and I plan on doing this. Well, I've got a 6-year-old daughter. I'm trying to teach how to be a good person and everything like that. And she dresses up as a Ghostbuster. She got her own pack and everything, and does the parades with us. So I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah, teach them young how to be a good person right up through, and not only being a good person, but also having fun doing it.
Absolutely. Absolutely, right? It doesn't have to be a chore. I mean, I'm not saying it is or it ever should isn't that way, but like, charity isn't always, lugging around. Look, I've done some charity work for like food banks where all I've done was like lift heavy boxes of cans and move them from one side of a room to another side. And while it probably makes a difference, let's just say I don't feel great afterwards. I feel like I just had a workout. And
I know what you mean.
if I do it wrong, I get yelled at a little bit. So like, this is a little bit more fulfilling, but also like, you understand the gravity of like putting on a suit, delivering toys or delivering a check, or delivering canned goods to a shelter. Like, there's
Right.
just something completely different. Visiting a school, visiting children's um, hospital in the cancer ward. All these things, it's just completely different. It's a different type of charity work, and yet it's so impactful, and you get to see how impactful it is. And just like you said, you're teaching your daughter, but also like, how about all these other kids that you
Right.
get to help, and they're seeing like, what, I can grow up and be a Ghostbuster and like help
Yeah.
kids
Yeah.
that went through nonsense that I went through and struggled like I struggled. Like, we won't understand 5, 10, 15 years, like how those little moments might change the lives of some people if we just
Exactly.
all we keep pushing, man. This, like you mentioned earlier, you have fun doing it. Like, this is a great reason for why we should be doing this, and not just, I don't think that one time a year, during the winter season is enough. I think, and I'm going to talk to these chapters, we kind of have a small, collective right now, a coalition of people just like you, that we can keep doing these things like year round, and keep this thing going. Oh man, Mike, it's awesome, dude. Thank you so much for sharing
Well,
the
thank you.
video. um Let us know, what is the Central New York Northern Division, what do you guys have going on, either the rest of this month, or what do you guys have coming up early next year? Anything you want to talk about?
Well, we've got a small little the little girl I did the birthday for that she busted the ghost. Her mother, I talked to about doing the different parades in the town that they live in, and we actually got their Christmas parade to do this Saturday. Other than that, we start back up somewhere about March. We'll start back up doing collecting bottles and cans, and trying to see where everything's going. We'll get past the holidays and try to get past, tax season. Hopefully, the EPA don't come down on us. And and
They're still coming
start
after us. Even all the good charity work we're doing, they're still going after us, man. Come
exactly,
on.
exactly. But like I said, about St. Patrick's Day, we'll start back up and try to beat that. Well, what did I say? 1416 or $17.50 to be exact. So doubling that would be what, 21, 22? Yeah, that's gonna be. We're gonna have fun trying.
No, no, no. I'm gonna challenge you in a friendly challenge right now, because I know, I can see it in you. I can see you have determination and drive, and you're gonna pull this off, and you're gonna kick ass doing it. 2,500.
2,500. Yeah, my
2,500.
buddy Eric will be glad to hear that because he's the one that promised doubled.
Fantastic, Mike. I appreciate you joining us, man. I'm gonna let you go, because I think you're the one that has to get up early tomorrow, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna let you off tonight. Please understand, and please know, we know what you're doing. We appreciate
Oh
every
yeah.
single ounce of it, man. We appreciate it. I'm gonna look to guys like you to help sort of lead this entire group, because we want to get everybody to that, right? We want to get everybody to a very solid place where they can not only be successful, but feel like they're making a difference and impacting their communities. So I appreciate you, man. Have a great night. Thanks again for sharing the video with us, and let us know what else is coming up, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And let me be a part of this. I appreciate it. And like I said, I've learned a lot, not only from watching the cast of everybody go on and different things where I can do for next year, but even from my main group that I'm a part of, appreciate being the new guy in the team. I'm still learning. So I appreciate everything.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
Absolutely.
everybody stay safe. Happy holidays. God bless and keep on busting.
Love it. Have a good night, Mike. Take it easy, man.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Mike Davis, Central New York team. How about it? $1,300 delivered, all for toys for kids. It's amazing. I'll catch up on the chat, and then Nathan, I see you waiting in the bullpen, sir. Doc's in the chat. What's going on, Doc? How's it going? Chris Robinson. When you're having fun, it's infectious. People want to get involved. For us, it's Ghostbusters, but and fandom will do. He says, I agree with the timing. Collect all year so that we can deliver in time to get gifts into the hands of kiddos in time for Christmas. Successful plan, successful blueprint, and I think that we can get a lot of teams behind that concept and just really show out for the for the end of the year. So I think that's something that we'll all really need to consider. Mr. Nathan Dean is up next from the Cherryland team. Everybody say what's
Howdy.
up in the chat. How's it going, Nathan?
Hey, how's it going, Ted?
Oh, fantastic, man. As you can tell, I'm already in a great mood because we got to talk to the Central New York Northern Division team and just had a great story,
Yeah,
you know?
sounds like they hit it out of the park.
Oh my god, it's so cool. It's so cool and it's exciting and
Yeah.
we're thrilled. We're absolutely thrilled for them. You also had a pretty busy weekend. You guys
We
are
did.
part of the. You guys are supporting the Starlight Children's Foundation, I believe, and you also had
So
other events this weekend.
we were doing that before all this telethon toy drive happened,
Right.
and then we did a toy drive last Saturday. In addition to, we're supporting another franchise in the middle part of Michigan that was also doing a toy drive this past weekend, and is doing a bunch. It has been doing a bunch throughout the last couple weekends where they've been going back to the same like Five Below over and over again every like Sunday. So they had that. They had a toy drive in front of a Walmart, and then on Saturday we had one in front of like a coffee shop. That kind of all came together very quickly.
Really?
Yeah, it was one of those where I had seen people start talking about toy drives, and then we have had previous years, like the last 2 years, we have helped a organization that is part of a restaurant here in our town of Traverse City that kind of started feeding kids through like during the pandemic, like leaving like kind of like a cooler full of food. They got involved in Toys for Tots. So last year we had raised a bunch of money for them because they were doing their own like Christmas lists and everything.
Yeah.
And because we weren't really getting anywhere with the local Toys for Tots and even trying to like use them to facilitate like, hey, tell them we're cool, explain to them what we're doing, this other nonprofit.
We promise. We can help. We promise. Yeah.
So finally this year I sent an email, I messaged like a bunch of people, I called another Toys for Tots organization in a much larger part of Michigan that was well established, partnering with like the Comic-Con in the area that happens like in November, and they knew of other groups of ours because obviously, as everyone has said, there's a lot of groups in Michigan, and that Toys for Tots groups has used some of our other franchise brethren to do like represent them for parades and etc. So I'm like, can you call them and explain to them exactly what we are, and we are not weird or anything? So it all happened very quickly of like, yes, we can do it, and you just need to pick a spot because our regular event that happened for them last Friday, where they literally fill a bus in front of a Meijer, which is a well-established grocery store chain in Michigan.
Yeah.
Was not going to be normal because that particular Meijer was under like major construction. So they're like, we won't have extra space for cars or people. So why don't you guys do your own thing? So I'm like scrambling to ask around for like a spot. And I just happened to remember that a buddy of mine runs like a coffee shop that has a good parking area because they're in like a professional building. And we have the benefit of having a fleet of cars to like call in favors for that are various,
nice.
Both two Ectos, one other hot rod that is State Puff themed.
Yeah.
And then two other geeky themed cars, one that's like a cop car and the other one that's a hearse, like a more like modern hearse. And those guys love to just show up and like park out front. So like, well, we need somewhere to space. So we didn't have a lot of time to like get everybody to kind of know this is going on. I think we had like about a week maybe.
Yeah.
thankfully I just reached out to like our local Comic-Con here. They partnered up with us. So we got kind of their social media like net to help us, and they came out. It's northern Michigan, so it was cold and windy, but we managed to get like over 100 toys.
I think I have a photo of that. This is y'all, right?
No, I don't think I sent you guys a photo. Well, I might have.
Okay.
No, that is not us.
How
That
about
is
this one? This is an ecto for sure.
Nope, that's not us.
What?
That is might be one of the group down state.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
That might be Eric's group. I think that might be Eric's truck, because they had a lot, because they had like done something with the Detroit group.
Oh, that's Central Michigan. That was
Yes,
the Central
that was the
Michigan team.
central. Yeah, okay. So they're the ones that also some of our members went and helped with. They said they had about $800 worth of like toys.
Oh man.
The other ecto in that group has been raising like $400 worth of toys.
Wow.
Or $400 worth of money, and then about 50 toys. And I think the central guys had gotten about $100 worth of like money to go buy more. We didn't really do any like money collecting. But yeah, we got about 100 toys in a place that you could not go buy a toy out in front of. And the nice part was that we got to help out the day before. We ended up showing up anyways there it is. So
boom.
We were in a spot where we were there all day, and we just had a lot of like people we were near an intersection that's very people going into town and coming out of town. So we had a lot of people that we knew probably either missed the event the day before, or just were like, oh, hey, I'll come on my way back as I go into town, kind of thing. So it was like we were just doing a catch-all based on literally having a week to come up with this. But it was a lot of fun. We had more people than I thought, because about a third of the toys we collected, I had already collected myself, between
Nice.
like family and some of our other members. We had went out the night before, and a local game shop here in Traverse City, GT Games, let us buy a bunch of their clearance Funkos for $2 a piece.
Yeah, I love it.
Plus buy two, get one free. So that like helped fill that bus up. Which I don't know if anybody else is out there. I would definitely advise, if you guys still have time to kind of request certain things.
Yeah.
Definitely request like teen oriented stuff. You'd be surprised there's a picture. You'd be surprised how hard it is to buy, for like how much stuff doesn't happen for teens.
Sure.
It's a hard demographic to buy. But my wife used to work for like a teen and youth like social services organization, and they did their own kind of like toy drive, where they collect like lists from clients, and those people just want like gift cards and jackets and very normal things, or things like Pokemon that nobody goes out and bothers to buy, because they just assume they're just buying toys for a 3-year-old, and they'll just buy some, Play-Doh or something, which is great. Right. Also,
sure.
I would definitely advise anybody in the future that's doing one of these toy drives, talk to that actual like toy drive organization and go, what do you need, like, that no one else seems to want to ever get?
Yeah.
Whether it's teen or just that awkward, kids that actually ask for like just soap and, essentials that it's just heartbreaking to hear about. Because that's where like we're already making it fun. So if people got to go out of their way to bring the kind of not fun toys, like, no judgment,
No, you're right. For sure. And it's not something we all think about, right? Because you're absolutely right. You hear toy drive, so the majority of your items are going to be from toddler to a grade school kid, probably up to like 8, 9, 10. But I mean, we're all supporting organizations that have kids in programs from newborn to young adult, 16, 17, sometimes 18, and they've been in these programs, some of them the majority of their lives. And so we probably should, if you talk to somebody who's asking like, hey, what can we bring, what can we donate, bring it up like, well, you know what, we have a lot of teenagers that are probably in this program. They ask for different things, comic books,
Yeah.
they ask for like personal items, probably like you said earlier, like kind of hygiene stuff. They kind of want to take care of themselves a little bit better. Some cologne. I think one of the first things about my son when he kind of stopped wanting toys was cologne. Sure, it had Iron Man on the front or the Hulk, but it was still cologne for like a 12-year-old because he just wanted, to try it out and try something new. So I completely agree. If you're out there, if you're watching, really, you probably already know these organizations, but definitely find out if there are those older or just young adults or teens that they support, and you might have to ask people to donate a variety of different things. So I think that's a great thing to bring up. And I also want to say congrats. This
Oh, thank you.
is a ton of stuff loaded in this ecto. So congrats, man. You guys were
Yeah,
out there in the elements,
we were.
in
We
the
were.
in the freezing weather, and you tell us what did this do for the morale of the team? What does it feel like to kind of go through all this as a unit and seeing all these items and knowing that you're going to make a total massive impact on these kids that they're going to get delivered to?
I think it helped a lot. Just the members that did end up helping and reminding me that like there are other people willing to put the time and effort in. Two of our members not only ended up being the same ones that helped on Saturday, but they helped actually the day before on the big event that the Toys for Tots were putting on, just collecting toys and throwing them in a truck. And we're out there also for hours doing that and not even at like second guessing that, not even going, well, I got to go do stuff. Like that was
You're right.
inspiring. That was inspiring. I think all the groups downstate, my brethren with like the Central Michigan Ghostbusters, that's been inspiring that
Yeah.
they have managed to get partnerships with like Five Below, and just do in one day collect, and stand in front of Walmart and collect $800 worth of toys. This telethon leading up to it and watching the telethon or you guys organizing this, watching the telethon the other day made me realize like how much I had to like ask people now to like get some yeses. I mean, that I asked the Comic-Con like last minute and just like, and it was just one of those like, this is all inspiring. And I think because I'm so used to individually doing so much organizing of events, I kind of forget how much of an impact it has like as a team to like do stuff. We do stuff all the time charity wise, but this
Sure.
was different because it felt like one, we got our foot in the door of something that like is a big deal, and a chunk of us have kids, and I've done a bunch of stuff in the past with like my wife's organization that she used to work for,
Yeah.
and you never got to see the impact, but you
Yes.
knew something was there, but just the inspiration without like, hey, we're not trying to raise like $10,000 to compete for like, even if we had only collected 50 toys, that would have been more enough. If we just collected the ones, the three, like a couple of us bought, that would have been like a win because we got to make sure they went to someone.
Yes.
That was it. But it's more inspiring that there are so many groups trying to make a difference in a way that is not having to like use social media to like auction $20,000 worth of, which those type of things are awesome. But like, I think that's sometimes intimidating for small groups, for new groups. But like, as I watched during the telethon, there are some chapters that have what I thought were pretty big from my perspective are in very small towns also. And
Sure.
50 toys is like a third of your town in some cases, in some cases. And that's directly going to end up being impacting something
Yes.
you may indirectly know from friend of a friend of a friend. And
Absolutely.
like that's why most of us put this gear on, was
That's
to
right.
inspire kids in any way we can.
I don't know where Matt's at right now. Matty B, if you're still in Houston, if you're watching this or you're not, you're going to clip this and you're going to put some really inspirational music behind it because Nathan's going to be like the message, the call to arms like going forward like every year after this. That's inspiring. Everything you said is perfect. I can't add anything more to it.
Oh, thank you.
Congrats,
Oh,
congrats
thank
to
you.
you. Congrats to the Cherryland team. Um, that's
Yeah,
what
and
it's all about. That's what it's all about. Putting in the time, putting in the effort, and no matter what, like you're accomplishing a lot. To somebody, it is a lot. To anybody who, even if you don't think so, or if someone on the team doesn't think so, no. To somebody who's getting those toys, it is a lot. And if
yeah,
all 40 chapters can do that much, or just half as much as you guys collectively, we're all doing a lot. You know what I
mm,
mean? It
oh
doesn't
yeah.
matter because we're all in it. And so if we're all doing a little bit, it adds up to a momentous amount, and it's going to be a major impact.
And the one other thing I would see, like tell groups, franchises for the future, one, learn to not be scared of what weird thing we are. Okay, so even though I had a hard time getting a hold of Toys for Tots communication, I went and dropped off those toys tonight to a major local car dealership
Yeah,
that they literally have like a Christmas tree and they're like toys like surrounding it is that people donated.
yeah.
Um, and I told them what we were and did, and they were like, "That's awesome." Like, didn't go like, "Well, that's weird." Like that's you guys are weird. They were just like, "Okay, you're bringing us 3 bags of toys. Like that sounds great."
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
so, don't next year, any group, big or small, one person, like just know like you can make a difference because
Yes,
Ghostbusters will get you in the door to something.
absolutely.
That's and I hope that leads some people to figure out a way to do more, organize themselves more next year, or
Yep.
can inspire hopefully to continue what they've already been doing because lots of groups have done so much already.
You're absolutely right. Continue what we are doing.
Mm.
I don't want to lose any momentum. I want to talk to all these teams and say like, look, there's a lot more we can do. We can do a food drive, a nationwide food drive. We can do a number of things, and with this much force and manpower behind it, like we can accomplish anything. Nathan, I want to thank you, sir, for
Oh, you're welcome.
sharing your
Thanks for having me.
story. I want to thank you for sharing, and for we appreciate everything that you and the Cherryland team is doing. Continue to just kick butt out there. You are an inspiration to the rest of us.
Oh,
You've
thank you.
been very helpful. You have great insight on everything, and I can't wait to work with you guys again. If if you want to do anything else, tell me what it is, and I'm gonna make sure that we keep spreading the word and we keep sharing exactly what we're all doing out there in our communities. So be sure to let us know.
Yeah, sounds great. Thank you very much, Ted, for
Have
having
a
us
good night,
and
buddy.
organizing all this, man. Have a good one.
Appreciate you. Have a great night. Oh man, I hope that gets you guys fired up. That gets me fired up. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? It's fantastic. Um, Jeff, I see you. I'll get you on in just a second. Real quick, one thing Nathan said that I think was fantastic was they were working with a general store called Five Below. If you don't have a Five Below in your community, I apologize. If you do have a Five Below, try, and if it's not too late, try and set up near a Five Below. They are a store with very reasonably priced items and toys and clothing, and you probably already know about them if you have one in your local area. And we've been lucky enough that my favorite comic book shop is right next to a Five Below. So when we set up our toy drive at the comic shop, we tell people you can go in the comic shop and buy some stuff. They have items, or you can go to the Five Below next door, and they have even more items, probably items for a younger child or the younger youthful kids. So it's been a very convenient, helpful store for us to have a Five Below near our toy drive. So without further ado, we're gonna keep this going. Up next from the Arizona team, it is Jeff. What's going on, sir?
Hello, not much from our toy drive.
Jeff Lewis, thanks for joining us, man. I wanted to have you guys on because it looked like you just had a complete blast out at your event. You were at, I'm going to get this, tell me if I get this wrong, the Sour Apple Gallery, correct?
It's funny because it's like a retro toy store and also an art gallery. The owners and so it has a dual function. So yeah,
Gotcha.
sour hour for the most part.
Sour Apple Gallery.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, we were sharing the flyers. We were sharing. We were getting tagged by the store. It was fantastic. They were really appreciative that we were sharing all that stuff. So tell us about your event. Tell us about your weekend. And I have some great photos here. Look at this. You guys did an incredible job.
Yeah, luckily the store had a big sale, so people were going into the store and buying items, bring stuff with them. And so people did both. Some people brought stuff and still bought more stuff. So yeah, and yeah, it was an interesting day because it was years of activity. Only the third time we've had rain at an event. All day at the event, so we were kind of huddled under our tent at the back of the Ecto in the rain almost.
Oh, that's
We had
a
like
great. That's a great Stay Puft. That's awesome.
Yeah, so we were like running out from underneath the tent in between slow and fast parts. So yeah, unusual weather for here, but we weathered the storm, so to speak.
I'll say, talk to us about the turnout. You guys look like you made a killing. You said that it was great because the store was having a sale. I assume this is probably a silly question that you guys were thrilled by the reception and all the donations you guys got.
Oh yeah, and we had some people during a trip, but they're from like 5 hours away and messaged us like, "Are you guys really going to be there?" And Ghostbuster jumpsuit and stuff just to see us. So yeah, it made it all worth it.
Absolutely. Tell us about the organizations that you guys are supporting. Where are these items going?
This year we worked with a new foster. We usually always do a foster organization for Christmas. One called Arizona Helping Hands, and they help place and support foster families. And they do
That's wonderful.
a big toy drive. Yesterday, we got all those stuff dropped off. Yesterday was their big collection, just in time.
Tell us about the drop off. Do you guys just kind of unload everything? Are there any kids around to kind of see what you guys are doing around this time?
Bid in street clothes, but there were some other costumers there. Drop off of.
Oh, nice.
So, I'm definitely going to look into being at that in gear. But yeah, there's the charity also saw us posting everything and got behind sharing it. And hopefully we've got a new good local partner with them.
I would say, because based on what you guys are able to do, probably on short notice, right? I think they're going to give you guys the benefit of the doubt going forward and work with you guys plenty going forward. Yeah, I love it. I haven't seen too many chapters that have team members that are dressing like the courtroom Ghostbusters from the sequel, because that's what these guys are doing, right? That's pretty nifty. I don't know if I would want to wear a suit in Texas, because it would probably be worse than my flight suit. But it's really cool that you have guys that are doing that on the team.
Yeah, luckily it was only like 50 that day. So, but yeah, we've done two theme things. So like the guys will do that when we show Ghostbusters 2. Christmas. We didn't get to do it this year, but we usually try to show Ghostbusters 2 at Christmas time and do a toy drive this year. Now that things are kind of getting back to normal, we can start getting back into the habit. But one of our conventions, we also made our whole setup. Ghostbusters guys did the courtroom suits as well. We'd like to do either the rain suits one of these days too.
You talking about the slime, the yellow ones?
Yeah.
You know, one day, yes, I would actually like to try that out because I don't see too many people doing it. That would be interesting. Yeah.
And they're not hard. Those aren't hard to find. It's everything else that can be a bit of the slime scoop's one of my dream props, and I finally saw somebody 3D printing them, so to get one made easily.
There you go. There you go. What has this event this weekend sort of done for your group? Does it have you noticed that it's kind of helped maybe increase morale? We've already had groups on talking about how it's really inspired them to do more going forward. Is it kind of done the same for you guys?
Oh, it's always everyone knows it's always a great event. And this Saturday we have Shop with the Cop as well. Really awesome event where kids come in and they get an allowance to go shop with the cops we found. Even though the whole intention was for them to buy stuff for themselves, we spend that money to buy gifts for their family. So it's really neat. We all love getting together to do that. And then the week after next, we're in the Fiestas event, single day event in Arizona. It usually has like 100,000 people. Yeah, it's a busy month for us.
It sounds like it. Be sure to send us that information, or at least when you have a flyer out, tag us, tag the groups that we're all a part of, because yes, we need to get all this information out. What part of Arizona is this going to be in?
Central.
Central. Okay, there you go. Absolutely. Please, please, please get the word out, spread the word. We want everybody to be as successful as possible. So, yeah, really appreciate it. And Jeff, anything else you want to say about either the events or anything that's sort of been helpful for you during this experience?
It's hard to follow Cherryland. Nathan said it perfect.
He sure did, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm jealous. Because I was going to say some of those same things. You beat me to it. But yeah,
go for it.
No, just everyone just keep going. It's not too much. It's also next year. I mean, we're looking at maybe doing something like a Christmas in July in the summer to do something earlier in the year, and maybe to build up. So yeah, it's not that hard hitting a first if you're just starting out, but especially comic shops and toy stores are always looking to get out and get involved in the community as well. So just that's how we started out. We just knocked on doors and sent emails and made phone calls. So, but you can do it.
Absolutely. Anybody can. And just like I mentioned, we went to a comic shop. It's not a franchise. Well, it's a very small franchise, but it's managed by some friends of mine. So it's a small business. It's just a local business. You know what I mean? So yeah, comic shops, small owned businesses in your local area, like those are the folks to go to because they are inclined to say yes. They want people in the door and they want to help out, and they're more willing to say yes to a kind of a variety of things. So yeah, no, that's fantastic advice, and I would recommend it to anybody else. If you're out there looking for somewhere to set up shop, your local comic shops, your small owned businesses, general stores that sell reasonably priced toys. I talked about Five Below earlier. I think those are all good suggestions.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Work with in like some of the bigger places. We work with them, but a lot more yeses when you work with the small businesses. And I love supporting. I work for a small supporting the local companies.
Absolutely. We got to help out as much as we can. Not just your organizations, but the local economy. You know what I mean? Keep those mom and pop businesses open as best you can. Support your local small businesses. Jeff with the Arizona Ghostbusters, thank you so much for joining us. Congrats on the successful event you guys had on Saturday, and send us updates with everything else you guys are doing this month. All right?
Awesome. Thank you.
Have a great night, man. Peace. Arizona team, killing it. Absolutely killing it. Check out their social media page. Give them a like, give them a follow. They got some great photos up, some videos of their event. So they're fantastic. What a great group, and they go all out. They have some fantastic flyers and other promo items that they were putting up. So yeah, fantastic team. We're gonna keep on moving here. Up next, great group that we got on late in the game. The Ghostbusters of L.A. What's going on, gentlemen? We got Matt and Miguel. How you boys doing?
Hey there. Thanks for having us.
What's going on? So, welcome. I know that we kind of met not too long ago, and you guys were already sort of up and doing so many things this month. You guys are probably one of the busiest groups around this time of year. Plus, you only had LA Comic Con going on this past weekend. But I'm so glad you guys were willing to sort of get behind and support the Ghostbusters Toy Drive. I want to hear what you guys were doing with relation to a toy drive, because I think y'all were doing it in the expo floor of LA Comic Con. Is that right?
Oh,
I was going to say,
actually,
Miguel, if you want to take that one.
yeah, sorry. No, we actually we had a separate toy drive that it was also kind of a last minute thing, and it just kind of like, um, just it got organized naturally in a sense. It started off kind of small, humble beginnings, but it was at a local barber shop that one of our
Oh,
members frequents, and the owners were talking about doing something charitable, and they asked like our member Indy, if he knew, like, give him more information on like, okay, what's a good charitable cause? Who do you guys work with? And he mentioned Starlight Children's Foundation, and they thought about doing something, charitable. So they said, well, let's do a toy drive, and they got together with a local brewery to organize that and sponsor them. And yeah, within like, we were really surprised that Saturday we had a massive turnout of toys. We donated toys from our team, and there were just people, like customers. It was word of mouth basically, but it was
nice.
just like, it was amazing. I can't tell you how many toys were donated, but it was definitely like, maybe like 200, 300 toys. Like,
I
Fantastic.
can tell
That's
you that
amazing.
it was enough toys that I unfortunately wasn't able to go to that, but I got a phone call and someone was like, "Hey, we have a little bit more than we thought we would get. Are you available to come pick some of this up?" And unfortunately I was out of town. I was like, "I can't," but we're going to be bringing those toys over to the Starlight Children's Foundation office on Saturday, and they actually do need my car for that one because the cars that we have won't take it. So yeah, it was a lot.
That's tremendous. Tell us about the Starlight Foundation, because I just recently sort of found out about them, but you guys have been working with them for quite a while now. So tell us a little bit about who they are and what they do.
Sure. I'll take this one, Miguel, if you don't mind.
sure, go ahead.
So the Starlight Children's Foundation is a nonprofit organization that brings toys, games, video games, and hospital gowns to kids living in hospital situations all across the country. Different chapters that are international, but we primarily work with the Starlight Foundation here in the U.S. And we started fundraising for them last year when we got started. We thought that their mantra was essentially like bringing happiness to children in the hospital, and we're like, hey, that's kind of why we got into this whole thing. Why don't we partner with them?
Yeah.
And just through very modest fundraising efforts, we ended up forming a really strong partnership with them. So much so that when they were telling us about their hospital gowns, and they get licensed stuff from like Disney, from Star Wars, from Marvel, from Nintendo. And we were all kind of looking around like, be pretty cool if there was a Ghostbuster hospital gown.
Just
Just
saying. Just throwing
Just
it out there,
saying.
not trying to force you guys to do anything, but yeah.
Yeah. But we were able to kind of like nudge them enough that at one point they were like, so we've been talking to Sony and we're actually doing it. So if we do it, do you guys want to fundraise for it? And we were like, yes, of course. And so that's when
Say less.
it's like, hey, say no more. We're on it. So yeah, that's been our mission with them.
Tremendous. And sorry to put you guys on the spot, but I know that Starlight has been doing this Ghostbuster fundraiser for quite some time. A couple of months, right? Maybe a couple of months right now.
About a month and a half. It officially
There you go.
started, I think, the first week of November. So just over a month.
There you go. Tell the folks at home what you guys have brought in so far and how they can help support your cause or create a fundraiser group of their own. Because I think you guys have yet to hit the sort of overall goal. You still need help with that.
So before I give you the number that we're currently at, I do want to give credit where credit's due. We're working with I think at this point, over 25, almost 30 Ghostbuster franchises, not just in the U.S., but across the world. They
Awesome.
are all contributing to this fundraiser, so it's not just us. And the goal is $40,000. In just over a month, our total and the total of all the groups that have worked really hard on this, we have raised $18,839. And so we do have some donations, some gifts that we know we're getting. We have a donor that was part of our anniversary party a few weeks ago at the Scum and Villainy Cantina here in Los Angeles. They are working with a nonprofit to cut a check from that event. It has not arrived yet. I can't disclose how much it is until it arrives, but we are over the halfway mark. So officially we're at 18,000, but once this clears, we are over the 20,000 mark.
That's fantastic. You guys got a great looking group. I love it.
Oh, look at those
Having a
handsome
lot of
folks.
fun.
Oh,
You guys, this was you guys had a parade also, right? This past weekend. How'd that go?
Yeah, that was the Hollywood Christmas parade. That not this last weekend, but the weekend before.
Previous, yeah.
Yeah, and it was. So I was driving one of the ectomobiles. We had two ectos in the parade, and so I was just smiling, driving the whole time. But Miguel, he had this really great idea. I'll let him tell you what the idea was. It involves candy canes. But he was out there with our Ghostbusters in flight suits and proton packs. And Miguel, I'll let you kind of explain the whole atmosphere of that event.
Sure.
Go for it.
So, I've done a couple of parades already. I'm very thankful for that. And I know the crowds can be very energetic and enthusiastic. So, one of the best things is like to interact with them and to cheer them on. And then they love Ghostbusters, obviously, because
Obviously.
who doesn't? And
Right.
so I said, hey, let's do something fun. Let's something festive. We'll try. Nothing too complicated. So I had the idea of getting candy canes, And I was like, well, I can get those little ones, but I said, no, let me try to get the big ones, the full size candy canes. So I asked, the group, I asked, what do you guys think? Is that cool? They were all for it. So, I went out and I was able to get a bunch of them. And I show up to the store and I'm like, I need more. I need a couple of packages. So I told the worker, I said, he's on a ladder, and I told him, can you give me like 2 of those boxes up there? And they said, the whole box? And I said, yes, 2 of them. I need them. And yeah, so we gave out almost 1,000 candy canes. From our
Oh
group.
man.
And I think the parade route was like about 3 miles.
It was just over 2.5 miles. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, it's considerable, and we ran out of them like halfway through the route, and people loved it. They loved us, but I mean, they just had a great time. The crowds were great. If you see families and people probably from out of town, just they happened to be here for the parade, and they joined in and cheered, and it was great. I loved it, and I think it was a really great moment, for our group to just do something big like that together, and in our hometown. So yeah, it was great. I loved it.
There was a really wonderful moment where we were coming down. So the parade route is Hollywood Boulevard from the TCL Chinese Theater down to I think it's Vine, and then you turn down Vine, then you turn down Sunset. So you do this kind of like big loop. And there's a moment we're coming down Hollywood Boulevard. The streets lit up. There's a really big crowd, like bigger than last year, the year before, and well, of course, it was better than the year before. It was COVID, but yeah, it was huge crowd. And Indy is driving the Ecto Foxtrot, which is the FJ Cruiser, and he has the stereo system on that car. He has an external system, blasting higher and higher. And just this moment of like everyone on the street cheering for Ghostbusters, and we got Ghostbusters on the street passing out candy canes with proton packs, and the whole vibe. I was like, this is exactly what we do this for. These kinds of moments. It was like, this is right out of Ghostbusters 2, and I had my little nerd moment there.
Who was holding the Nintendo joystick console while you guys were blasting the song and driving the Statue of Liberty? I'm just kidding. No, that's
I actually think that
fantastic.
Jeremy, our one of our other members, he has one of those controllers. I don't remember if he brought it or not, because if he did, it would have been in one of the cars, but I can't remember. But that's soon to be a common prop at our table for sure.
Absolutely. What a magical moment. No, that's fantastic. And I love the candy cane idea. I wouldn't have thought of that. We're so stuck on the Twinkie idea. So Twinkies individually wrapped. When we do go on the parades, we're tossing them. We want to toss them to the kids, but too many times the older adults are like snatching them from midair. So it's more now like a handoff thing. Parents, you've had your fun. Give the kids a chance. Come on. That's all we ask. That's all we ask. Oh man.
Come on.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, Miguel and the guys during the parade route. Oh, I'm sorry. I stepped over you.
No, go for it. Go for it.
I was just saying, Miguel and the other guys I think we were all talking right before we started moving, and you guys all worked out like, don't throw them, because they'll end up in the street. They'll end up being broken. Hand them to people.
Hand them.
Yeah, and we walked up to, and then if you're in a parade, there's going to be like downtimes, and you're going to pause for like a couple of seconds. So we had the opportunity to go run up to the crowds, and I specifically handed them to the kids. So if I saw kids, I'm like, here. And then I was doing things like, okay, I gotta go. And it's like, here, I gave them like 3, and I said, here, give them to your buddies. Here, like, here, share the love. Give them. So I was, trying to be funny with them, and the kids were like, huh? Yeah. Oh, okay. But no, they got to kick out of it.
Nathan in the comments mentioned the Twinkie flavored candy canes. Funny you should mention that. The group did hand out Twinkie flavored candy canes at LA Comic-Con this last weekend. Apparently they were a huge hit. Yeah.
I've not heard of those. Okay, so this sounds odd. It would make more sense to have candy cane flavored Twinkies than it would be to have Twinkie flavored candy canes. Are they really candy canes flavored like Twinkies?
supposedly I didn't get a chance to have one myself, but I
Chris,
imagine that they're yeah, that sounds terrible. No, I
Cherryland,
love
yeah.
it. It's
Yeah.
I'm sure it's one of those things where it's like I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and assume that they sound like something that should be disgusting, but they're actually kind of amazing. But
I'm gonna
I don't know.
I'm gonna dare you guys to make this like a Christmas card that you send across to all the chapters, because this is just perfect.
That'd be
You got you three guys with Santa looking. He's got naughty or nice tattoos on his arms. I just spotted that. Oh my god, this Santa.
Yeah,
He's a Santa from Violent Night, is what
he's
I'm
Oh,
getting.
I
he's
just saw
from
that last night too.
he's from Rise of the Guardians. It's a DreamWorks film.
Ah, that's right. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that
Yeah,
movie.
yeah. I saw
So
this. I'm
good.
like, this is a good Santa. He's like, thank you. They were very painful. It's like I can imagine.
So cool, so cool. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
that's the franchise Christmas card right there, as you said.
Absolutely.
Good idea, yeah.
I want to go back to Starlight. So you guys are doing a tremendous job with the fundraiser.
Thank you.
I want everybody watching, if you are a chapter and you're trying to figure out what is going to be the next thing to do after the toy drive, I don't want you to lose focus. You know, the toy drive is definitely the focus for my team. It's we're going hard the full 3 weeks. We're doing multiple appearances every week. There's two organizations that we chose. We kind of set a lofty goal. We're supporting two organizations, and we want to hit our goal for both of them. But if you're a chapter trying to figure out, you know, what is the next endeavor we want to take on, this is the one. The Starlight Foundation. Join the LA team. Join the other dozens of other teams that are already collecting monetary donations. And I'll see if I can find a photo real quick. Monetary donations that are all building up so that we can have hundreds, if not thousands, of aprons that are designed as Ghostbusters delivered to kids, either across the country or across the world. I don't know how many areas. There you go. Thank you so much for doing that. I don't know
Yeah,
how many
yeah.
areas the Starlight Group is in, if they're supported worldwide or anything like that. But oh, that's not it. It's a fantastic idea, and I kind of heard rumblings about it early on, but I knew that you guys were involved, and so I want you guys to know, you've inspired us, and so we've signed up. And as soon as sort of things are slowing down a little bit with the toy drive, we're gonna kick it into high gear, and now moving over to the Starlight Group. And for anybody who's kind of worried about like, oh, I don't know if we can do this, I don't know if we have the time, doesn't cost any time. It doesn't cost any money.
Mm-mm.
It's very simple. I'd say it takes less than 5 minutes to sign up your team as a group raising funds for this campaign. And you guys would just promote it when you go out to events, promote it, ask for donations. You don't take the donations yourselves. They go onto the site and they can sign up, and people can actually submit their donations online. There's probably a QR code, I would assume, maybe to make it
There
simple for folks to do that.
there is. We have a QR code on our one of the posters at our booth for people to like scan. It takes you right to the donation page. Um, we've made it really easy for people to get access. If you want to just go to, if you go on Instagram, go to our group page at LA Ghostbusters. There's a link in our profile to go right to the donation page. If you click on the Starlight logo, it'll take you to the main page where you can set up your own fundraiser. And exactly as you said, it takes like less than a minute to set up your own account or your own fundraiser. And all you really got to do is promote it, and people will donate. We've been talking about Starlight since we started, and it's always kind of been this fundraising initiative to just support a great company. And what was so great about the gowns was it gave us something bigger to talk about with the organization that, like, look at what your donation is going to go towards, this actual tangible thing. It's going to get made. It's going to be worn by children across the country when they're in the most vulnerable position at the hospital. They're going to get to throw these on and feel like they're heroes from the movies. And I could tell you, as soon as you bring it up, as soon as you show them the site, they go, "Oh my gosh, that's great. How much can I donate?" And it's like, as much as you want, $1, $2,
Absolutely.
however much you want.
Absolutely. And I can imagine because you guys are the ones that really kind of helped get this off the ground, got the idea rolling. If any team, I'm actually challenging you guys, Miguel and Matt. Any team, oh, and then he bailed.
No.
No, it's right there.
If any team wants help setting up your own personal group account or ideas on how to help raise funds, the QR code, how to create one, um, you probably have flyers that you guys have already done, and you probably have mock-ups that you can kind of share with folks. I would recommend reaching out to the LA team, asking for ideas, asking for clever ways of help raising funds, creating that social media content, promoting those flyers, creating videos. I think
Mhm.
that there's a number of things you can do. It's not going to cost you any money. It costs you very little time, and it's for a great effort. Nathan in the chat says, "Is there an end date for the gown campaign, or is it just till you hit a goal?" I will let you guys say whether or not there is an end date.
So there is no official end date as of right now. We know that we can hit this goal. We're very confident. I mean, in just about a month, we're already halfway there.
Yep.
And we still got a long way to go. Don't get me wrong, but I feel very confident about it. And groups like the Buffalo Ghostbusters, Orlando Ghostbusters, New York City, um, Windy City Ghostbusters. All these guys have been doing just such amazing work and supporting this cause. Like I'm not concerned about hitting the goal. We will hit it.
It's a matter of
And
when.
it's
Not a
just
matter of if.
when. It's not a matter of if. It is a matter of when. And we are going to get these things made, and hopefully sooner rather than later. But the community has really rallied behind this in a way that is truly inspiring to me. So I I wouldn't want to put an end date because I don't want anybody to feel like pressure too much. But I will say that I would love to see us hit that goal by the end of February. It would be kind of cool if we could do that and then kind of nudge Starlight and be like, "Hey, Ghostbusters Day, it's in June. How long does this manufacturing process take? And could we maybe, So let's say unofficially,
Yeah,
the end of February.
there you go.
Totally doable. We can do it.
Totally. Absolutely. And again, I'm challenging these two guys. You help get this off the ground. Any groups out there need help. You want advice. You want ideas. You're not sure if you're creating your account correctly. They know how to do it. Reach out to them. If you want to reach out to me, it was a very simple process. I did question whether or not I was doing one or two things right, but I think I got it all down correctly. But no, reach out to the LA team. They're a fantastic group. You can go through all their photos, and they're doing so many fantastic things. Multiple, charity fundraising and toy drives at the same time. And this is an incredible campaign. It is a matter of when and not if. And I would just suggest, if you're a chapter and you're kind of on the fence, again, it takes no money, takes very little time. You can start today by just creating your account, start mocking up your flyers, start mocking up your signage for when you're going to start doing events out in your local areas. And then you're just asking for anything. And all your sort of talking points, I don't mean to get very like sort of media or like radio promotional, But your talking points are probably all on the Starlight website to know exactly who this organization is and why they're doing it and who these kids are. It's always great to know those things because when I'm asking people, strangers, for toys, I'm telling them like who these toys are going towards, and that's sort of and that's the motivation right there. It's these kids here. You know who they are. You can see them in your mind. You understand what they're going through, and so it's knowing all about the organizations and knowing about what they're trying to do that really kind of is, I hate to say the selling point because we're not salesmen. This is all for like charity and good stuff, but it does take a certain level of understanding, and it's extremely helpful when you're trying to ask random strangers in a Ghostbuster flight suit for money or toys or items of any kind. So please, if you're a chapter out there and you want more information, you can go to the Starlight Children's Foundation website or reach out to these fantastic guys right here, Miguel and Matt with the Los Angeles Ghostbusters, and they want to see this succeed. So they're going to do everything they can to make sure that happens. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah. They know who to call.
Absolutely. Look at that. Look at that. Let's see here. That's fantastic. Anything else that you guys kind of want to talk about? Any sort of future events or anything that's sort of on the top of you guys' minds going forward?
Um, um, after we deliver the toys this weekend, I don't think we have anything on our calendar until January. And this is actually, if you guys are interested in, you know, doing a fundraiser with your local businesses, you mentioned with the guys, supporting your local businesses and supporting your local community. One of the things that we've done that's been extremely successful is finding a local business that communicates to you, that you align with, and reach out to their management and just say like, hey, I'm part of a Ghostbusters franchise. We do charity drives, do toy drives for children. Would you guys ever be interested in doing like an event with Ghostbusters, and maybe you do a contribution to this fundraiser that we're working on, and just see what they say? Because we did that with the Scum and Villainy Cantina here in Los Angeles, which is a geek themed bar, and they were ecstatic to have a Ghostbusters night. And they were like, "Oh yeah, you guys can host trivia. You can do this. You can do that." And it ended up being one of our twice in a row. It ended up being our most successful fundraisers. The first
Yeah.
time we did it, we raised over $13,000. When we did it again this last November, we raised over $10,000. So, and
Yeah.
it all went to Starlight. So, your local businesses are just as much a foundation of your fundraising as anyone else.
I couldn't have said it better. Although you're kind of underselling Scum and Villainy, the geekiest cantina in all the land.
They really
With
are.
our local Kung Fu Saloon as a close second because they're the only Ghostbusters speakeasy in the country. So we've been
Ah,
very lucky to have the first Ghostbusters speakeasy in the country,
that's
Kung
pretty
Fu
cool.
Saloon, that we've
Yeah,
done some charity event work with before. So
very
yeah,
cool. If
gentlemen,
you
go for it.
if you do visit the Scum and Villainy Cantina, you should
I
really
will. I
try.
promise.
You should try the Stay Puft Marshmallow Martini. It was
Ooh,
created for our first charity fundraiser there, and it has become a permanent staple on the menu.
very good. Very
Check it
good.
out.
I will also recommend if you gentlemen are ever in the San Antonio area, while we still have our Ghostbuster Speakeasy, the toasted Stay Puffed Old Fashioned.
Oh,
Oh,
be still my
wow.
heart. Oh,
It's an old fashioned with a toasted Stay Puffed marshmallow with a blueberry and an orange what do you call it? The peel or the twist, orange
yeah,
twist on
like a
it.
twist. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Makes
absolutely
sense.
incredible. I'm not even a major fan of old fashions, and it's still my favorite thing ever. So
mm.
Sorry, they created it. They're mad geniuses, and they
Ah,
created it, and it's been my favorite thing ever since. So yeah, I highly recommend you gentlemen doing that. Matt,
will do.
Miguel, you guys are killing it. Thank you for everything you're doing. I promise you that um, this is going to help, and we're going to reach that goal even faster than probably you guys think going forward. We're going to support it. We want to support it and get behind it. The Starlight Foundation is a great organization from everything you guys have been saying and talking about. And congrats on the toy drive. Looks like it was a major success. I hope you guys had fun at LA Comic Con. Get some rest and keep
What's
enjoying more
that?
drinks over at
Rest.
the Scum and Villainy. I'm
Will
jealous.
do.
I can't wait to visit for my first time.
We'd
Well,
love to
give us a
have you.
call when you come in town.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thanks again,
Take care.
gentlemen. Have a great night. Peace out,
Take
guys.
care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good one.
LA team. LA team. General Kenobi, who says, "Now I am very thirsty." Justin, I see you waiting in the bullpen. Real quick, and I'm going to. I want to take this time to really quickly give a shout out to General Kenobi's Bunker. If you are a Star Wars fan, General Kenobi's Bunker is a YouTube channel that talks anything and everything about Star Wars. And General Kenobi actually came out to our toy drive in our hometown, and he donated a box of toys. It's probably couple of dozen toys in it. And you might be thinking, oh, that's great, and everything. But let me tell you, these weren't just any regular toys. We're talking Power Rangers, Star Wars, Halo. I mean, we talked earlier with some groups about kind of reaching the teenage demographic because you don't want to leave the teenagers and the young adults sort of out of the mix when it comes to your toy drives. Well, Kenobi's Bunker is helping to fill that void. Thank you, Kenobi, whose real name is Jose. Thank you, Jose, for coming out to our toy drive on Saturday and just making our first day out a complete success. You started us off on the right foot. We hope that it keeps continuing, it keeps building up. I think because of you, like we're already, energized and ready to put in more time and ready to collect more toy donations. And so, Jose, thank you very much. If you want to thank Jose, after this stream is over, you go over to YouTube, you search General Kenobi's Bunker, and you just give him a quick subscribe. Watch a few of his videos before you go to sleep tonight, and it'll be completely worth it. Show him some love for donating a box of toys to our Ghostbusters Toy Drive here in our hometown of San Antonio. Our last guest of the night from the Oklahoma City Ghostbusters team is the one and only Justin. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on?
How was your stream? How was that? How did that go?
Good. Yeah, it's just the kind of the stream I do, my little Twitch stream I do on separate where I do like some games. I was doing Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed, but today I was doing a little bit of a kind of a grab bag of games. So
Very nice, very nice.
yeah.
I haven't been on your stream yet, so I'm still waiting for that invite.
Hey, yeah,
Um,
whenever, whenever you wanna, we'll get you on.
We're gonna have to make that happen.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. And I want to. I asked you out here also because you guys, we've known each other for a while now. You were one of the first groups that I think we talked to,
Yeah.
and we shared this idea, and we were just like, "Hey, listen, we did this toy drive last year, and we feel like we're not putting enough time and effort into it. Will you join us? Will you, you know, walk with us in arms and try and accomplish reaching out to thousands of kids across the country. Will you do this?" And without hesitation, you said yes. And then this past weekend, you had your first Fill the Ecto Drive,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna start sharing some photos here from your guys' sort of first um, drive into this, and I want you to tell me exactly how successful you think it went.
Yeah. It went I mean it went really successful. So we kind of had been with our Phil the Ecto uh toy drive like really throughout the year, and it's been, I think, super successful. Yeah. Like that was full from top to bottom
Look at
of
this.
toys. Yeah. There's a bike in there if you can see it too.
I see the bike. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's incredible.
So yeah, it was. We had kind of been building up that, and then when we with the national drive, that was great because we could also get more, I think, support from the people here in Oklahoma City, and also we've had done throughout the state, and so it's just been amazing support that people were out of it. So we took account, actually. C Rob right there, keeping a ghost free OKC.
Holding the items from
Yeah,
falling
that's
out
right.
of the Ecto. That's
That's
what he's doing.
that's the Godfather Raul right there, and he's holding them back. Yeah, we had to be careful because I mean it was like pouring out, and so I think we took a rough count uh, after all those, and we've got approximately about 600 toys donated on just that one. And that was just that one. And then we later on that afternoon we had our Max Merch toy drive, in which we ended up getting about 100, and yeah, there's the pile right there, 194 items as well, and they're still collecting.
Are you kidding me? Look at this, guys. Look
We,
at this.
and yeah, the volunteers there for Citizens Caring for Children, they were super ecstatic. And I mean, it's one of the we pretty much, like last year we pretty much filled about over half the Ecto. This time it was filled top to bottom, like just, I mean, completely packed.
And this, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. This is y'all's first time either doing a drive like this or working with this organization.
This is our second. It's actually our second
Second
year.
year.
So second year, we pretty much doubled our donations just on this, and we're still having toys come in. They're having one last, I think, drop. It's like the 15th or 17th. We get one more time to drop off for them before they start for Christmas. So, and then Max Merch, they had a big deal out there. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make that one that day, but yeah. Yeah, so there's another picture I did it last year like that too as well, showcasing the toys as well. And then also there we partnered up, I think y'all have these in Texas as well, HTOs.
Yes, we sure
Yes.
do.
So
Absolutely.
we partnered up with one of the South Oklahoma City ones, and we got about 10. They donated 10% of their sales from 12 to 4 on that Saturday to our drive. So we ended up getting about $220 donated for them to get toys as well, to purchase toys.
Jeez. That
Yeah.
it seems like it seems unfathomable to kind of do all that in a single weekend. What does it kind of feel like? What does it mean to you that your team's able to accomplish this, and you're gonna reach out and you're gonna like change, um you're gonna impact so many kids with all these items.
I think that's what keeps us going, because we know it's something like this is bigger than ourselves. And I think that's like what our group tries to, that kind of mantra is, just remember, there is just like with these kids and families and stuff, it's bigger than us. And just that, we're volunteers, that if we can just volunteer just a little bit of time, that it's going to bring someone just a moment of happiness, or, a lifetime of memories. And so that's pretty much what keeps us going to do this as well. I mean, because I know it's hard, because we're giving up some weekends, and also if you're out in the weather, sometimes it's especially this time of year, it's
Sure.
been kind of weird. It's either been warm or super cold. So
Yeah.
but just battling the elements, but that in the end it's going to be all worth it. So
Incredibly worth it. I
yeah.
mean,
Oh yeah.
these are like astronomical numbers. I'm so happy for you guys, because I feel
Yeah.
like it must be the best feeling ever to kind of see that pile all at once and just know that like You guys did this. You guys put this together.
It was awesome. I mean, I like I can't take all the credit. Like every single person in the group here did their part to make this happen. I mean, that's what as a team, to make this possible. And so everybody put in the hard work. Like we have Grant, who's our event coordinator, who helped really put this together. But also, we had Shelby, which he just recently got patched in. Actually, that day he got patched in, and he jumped in. He was new to this, but he jumped in and put in the work. And you could see the smile on his face as he was doing all this. And that's what it's all about, especially when you get new members and they really get to see what we do. And I think that's awesome as well. But just everybody, I don't know, just putting in the hard work to get this accomplished.
Chris Robertson says he just wanted to lay it in
Yeah.
and do toy
He
angels.
And I was going to say, I've never seen anybody work a clicker, the counter, as fast as he was. I mean, as soon as we were there, he was just going like nuts and stuff with it. There was smoke coming off that counter.
Chris, no offense, man. I'm glad you guys didn't do that because
Yeah.
this is a whole nother level that you guys kind of reached, and it's so inspiring and it's so amazing. And I hope that you guys, you keep going because you have more donations to collect, and you still got to deliver all these things. And
We do,
I
yeah.
can't wait to see how that happens.
So we still got some more. Hopefully, it continues to. Do we get a little bit bigger as well? But I think we've also taken money donations. We've had, especially over the course of this toy drive, we've been doing as well. I mean, we've had businesses donate us money, and then we had a big, especially big donation. We had a couple donations from one of our members. They work for Hobby Lobby for their office, and they gave us a big donation as well. And so, and then especially with other business like HTO, some big businesses that have, last year we went ahead, and it's just crazy about just organizations, especially last year. We had some like the Dodgers, the Oklahoma City Dodgers, our local AAA affiliate here, helped us out last year as well. So it's been good that we've been getting support of businesses in the community, and also the citizens here of Oklahoma City as well, that they come out and support this, support a great cause like this. So
yeah, this is important. Real quick, chat and going to the chat real quick. Kenobi says, congratulations, guys. That is an amazing turnout. I'll say absolutely. Nathan Dean says, amazing work, OKC GBs. Absolutely. But here's the important thing. For any other chapter that, because we've heard some chapters, and I've been messaging with other chapters who say like, we can't find a business to help with the toy drive. We can't find a business to kind of reach out to raising funds. You've had some groups. I've talked to some guys today who said like, people think we're weird because we're dressed up as Ghostbusters. Justin, share your insight. Like, tell us how you're not to say like how are you doing all this,
secret
but just,
sauce, yeah.
yeah. There's no secret sauce, but like you're reaching out to people and you're creating those relationships. Like, tell us how that's going.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's kind of, especially people in our group like have connections, and we just kind of reach out. I mean, it kind of deals. We just reach out and ask, and I mean, the worst thing they could say is no. So, but for some reason, the businesses in here in Oklahoma City, they've seen us at either like a convention or some kind of charity event as well, and they like what we do, and it's kind of weird. Like they don't see us as weird. It's just I guess they just I can't describe it. They just kind of see that people are attracted to our group there, and just and they just like how can I be a part of this? Like, and we've told them about what we do, especially as Toy Drive, and they just like, what can we do to help? Or so it's really good that it hasn't been easy, but it's been easy in a sense that they just kind of, hey, what can we do to help out? But also it's been good that we've had connections in our group, and also other family members that have connections as well. So if you know people who know somebody, like say, hey, we're doing this. And a lot of times, a lot of businesses, they want to give as a charity, like, so it kind of I mean, I know it makes them look good, but it also, you can get usually pretty good donations, because I think a lot of them would want to give to to whatever charity the other groups are working towards.
Absolutely. Expand on that. And
Yeah.
I'm not trying to kind of again, there's no secret formula to this. Justin's
Yeah.
not like, he's not paying people to like give him money or anything like that. He's not making deals under the table.
No, yeah.
But you're definitely, what are you leading with? Are you leading with the organization that you support? Are you telling them about the cause that you're supporting? Like, tell
So
us
yeah.
exactly like how that conversation starts out
So
when you're asking people for money.
So yeah, we lead towards that for Citizens Caring for Children. They partner up with DHS here with foster care, and we tell them about how they give for Christmas. They'll adopt, or the families will come in and get to pick out the wish lists that the kids have made, and also throughout the year, we tell them that especially when a child gets put with a new family, they can go there and pick out like toys or gifts, clothes, anything. To help them, because a lot of times they don't get, they don't have anything to take with them, and it's all year round. So they have like a little shop as well too. So whatever toys didn't make it for Christmas, it will go towards their little shop as well. So foster families can pick up like birthday presents, gifts for them as well. But that's we lead with that, and the elevator pitch, yeah. So, but we usually do that. And but we also tell them what we do is, we help out with charitable events. We're completely volunteer. Nobody's making money out of this, get paid. And and also if we can do is, if we can bring smiles to anybody, it's great. But mainly when we pitch for the charity for the Citizens Caring for Children, that's what we usually start off with. We're gathering kids for foster children and foster families. And a lot of people just like, hey, here you go. Here's $1, here's $5, or they'll go, oh, what can I donate? Because when we did our Walmart drive a little bit before, earlier this month, or I guess it's now November, people were just pulling up and they're like, what are y'all doing? We're like, well, we're having a toy drive. And then we tell them, we're for Citizens Caring for Children. And they're like, well, hold on, let me go get a toy. And then they would just give us a toy. Like, and it was weird. Like, I mean, some people would just hand us money, no questions asked. And just, we could have just been, a group of people just dressed up, just just filling up toys. Of course, we had the Ecto out there, but still, but no one really. It was weird. No one really really questioned it or whole lot. Like they'd ask us what we're doing. We'd tell them we're collecting for this charity, and it was just they would just give. So that's why I said it's kind of hard to tell like people how we got this. It's just one of those. They just kind of see what we're doing, and then they just feel compelled to come up to us, or we'll reach out to some people. If we get like someone who knows somebody, we'll reach out to them. And like I said, if worst thing is they say no,
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Chris Robinson says, I rehearse the elevator pitch.
Yeah.
You got a minute to tell somebody about your group and what you do. Have a little script you can raffle off without hesitation. Can I say that that has been, and again, I'm not trying to tell anybody that this is like a sales kind of scheme or anything like that. But it helps that, and I mentioned it earlier, you lead with the organizations you're supporting. Saturday, we stopped a couple outside the comic shop. They're about to walk in, and we're like, "Hey, let me quickly talk to you for a second." And I know that sounds kind of schemy already. Pyramid scheme.
You're right. Yeah.
Let me tell you about this timeshare in Tahiti. No, but I mentioned like we're here collecting donation toys for these two organizations, and I told them what they were, and immediately the wife says like, I know that organization. They're fantastic. We'll be right back. They went to the store. They bought like 5 items, and they came back and they dropped them off. And if I'm just saying like, hey, we're dressed up as Ghostbusters and we'd like some toys, it's not compelling,
Right.
but it's just sometimes it's that conversation and just telling them about who you're supporting, and that might make the difference for a lot of people. Like,
Oh
and
yeah.
again, it sucks to say like it kind of sounds like we're trying to sell them on something.
Right.
But I think that, like Justin, who's reaching out to not only people in front of stores, but also businesses. If you're having trouble, getting those toy donations from folks, um, on the other days that you're not out collecting donations, call those local businesses, call those smaller ones. How can we have a fundraiser at those locations? Hey, we'll bring a toy, we'll bring an Ecto out, we'll bring some Ghostbusters out. Is there any way you can donate 10, 15, 20% of your sales between this time frame, right? Because that's what you guys did. Can you donate, a percentage of this time frame while we're out here, and that money goes to us. We buy toys with those, and we can take those toys to our donations.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of, I mean, so kind of to example of that is for Halloween we had a haunted house want us to come out, and bring our ecto support vehicles, and they said just by us coming out there, they I think had like one of their best Saturdays they ever had, just from us being out. And we told them, and they ended up donating a portion of their sales to us to go to the Phil the Ecto Toy Drive as well. And I mean, it was just, and we didn't ask for an amount for the donating, like you can set, or just, we just said whatever you feel comfortable. And when people like donate, we never give them like, hey, you need to donate this. We just say whatever you feel comfortable donating, that's fine, whether it be a toy, to $1, whatever. But and also, if you have like someone in your group who's really good, like a good people person and stuff, a lot of times that helps as well. Because I know a lot of times a lot of people in our group, well, we're all kind of can be shy, but when we put on the uniform, we become more extroverted. But we do have introverts. We have extrovert,
I got
introverts.
you.
Yeah. So and that kind of helps too. I mean, so if you don't feel comfortable and someone is like, hey, I like talking to people, use them, use your member. That's what we do in our group. We use, we got the tools, we got the talent. So yeah, like, I mean, you use your members, like that's
For
what I
sure.
love about our group is we have a lot of talented people in our group that we use.
Absolutely. Chris Robinson just spelling it all out. The
Yeah.
number one reason people don't donate is because they are not asked. Like Justin said, the worst that someone can say is no. If you still have events, or if you don't have events where you're out there in your community trying to collect donations, toys, or funds to buy toys, I'm not going to force anybody to do anything, but try it another time. Find a higher traffic area, shopping malls, smaller shopping malls. We talked about small businesses.
Yeah.
We talked about mom and pop shops. We're out at a comic book store that's next to a general store, and that general store is where most of our donations are being bought at, by strangers. Um, Talk to people about your cause. Talk to people about the donations, where they're going, the children that are going to be impacted positively by these donations. How you guys are going to be delivering them in your flight suits, driving up in an ecto, like with kids' faces lighting up. Like, let them paint a picture in their minds. The people that are going to be buying these donations or delivering these donations to you, really tell them why you're out there. And I want everybody to feel like they've accomplished something, and I want everybody to feel I want every chapter to feel fulfilled during this campaign. And if there's one or two or five or 10 that don't, then I will personally help your next event or campaign or the next food drive, because I don't want that for anybody. And I think, and I talked about this earlier, and I'll kind of say it again. If you've only collected 50 toys by the end of this thing, or 25 toys by the end of this thing, that's not nothing. If we all collect 25 toys, all 40 of us, that still is hundreds of toys for kids that
Oh, yeah.
didn't have them before. You know what I mean? Like we're still collectively doing a lot, no matter how little that you might think you're doing. Everybody is contributing to this massive campaign,
Right.
and it's fantastic. You guys are fantastic, but you already know that. Justin with the
We,
Oklahoma City Ghostbusters, man.
yeah, we try. I mean, we're like everybody else. We put our flight suit on one leg at a time, and and then. But yeah, like you said, like I said, whether like I agree with that. Whether it's a lot or a little, like you're still making a difference no matter what. So we're just I think this year I think we went a little bit harder this year, and so we did it. And like you said, don't give up. The first years are if this is your first year, it's always rough. So
Yeah,
yeah, but like I said, but
absolutely.
but this is amazing that this national toy drive going on, especially y'all spearheading this and getting it going. So like, and we appreciate the invite and to answer the call as well.
We're so glad you guys did because honestly, like, can you imagine? I mean, it's weird to say. Can you imagine if you didn't? How different your December would have been. I mean, now it's completely the opposite. I mean, you guys have done these before already, but like, really, you said it yourself. You kind of went harder on it, and you're kind of seeing the product of that
Oh yeah.
extra effort that you guys put in, and it's tremendous. It made all the difference. Like seriously, by the end of this, you guys are gonna have over 1,000 toys, easy.
Yeah, I was like, it's looking like that because right now, we're close to over 800. And especially I don't that we haven't, in the money donations, we haven't gotten toys yet with that, so that'll definitely put us, you know, I hope that 1,000 mark. That'd be awesome. Like I said, I'm super proud of this team. Um, I couldn't ask for a better group of people in our team. So, but also I'm seeing everybody's other posts and stuff. It seems like everybody's doing the hard work as well and doing a
Absolutely.
great job. So this is really awesome to see.
Absolutely. And real quick, before we end tonight's show, I want to thank everybody else who joined. I'm going to be asking additional groups to join us to talk about their events, to talk about the organizations they support, because that's why we're doing this. We're not just doing this for an excuse to wear our flight suits and drive our rectos, but we're out here doing this because we all chose an organization in our community that we want to support, and we want to do right by them. So next week, same time, reaching out to other chapters to join and talk about their experiences. Please do that. Real quick, there is a post on this channel that has every single chapter listed and the city that you can find them. And I feel like the reason why this is good to share is because people who already don't follow chapters can find one in their local community. Your friends, your families, your coworkers in other states that you have on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, they can find a chapter close to them if they live in other cities or other states, and they can find out where these chapters are going to be on the weekends or where they can drop off these toys during the week, and make a difference. Answer the call. So if you go down, December 3rd is when I posted this. I might do it again for sure this weekend. But please, please, please share the post. That way we can actually get more awareness and get more eyes on this so that people can find chapters near them and make a difference. Get out there and show up with donations or money for these fundraisers. I think I'm not trying to say it's simple, but like every single effort, every single action that we're going to take is going to make the difference. Listen to Justin. He said we went harder this year. Like he didn't do the same thing he did last year. He said, "You know what? We're going to really take this seriously and see how far we can go." And he's felt the impact already that it's going to have on the kids that these toys are going to go to. So
Oh yeah.
please, all it takes is a share. All it takes is reaching out to your relative in this other town or this other state and say, look, there's a chapter, here's who they are. Go to their Facebook page, find them where they're going to be. They're going to be out this weekend, and take some toys, drop off some money. It's all for a great cause. We're all trying to make this a massive success. I mean, it's already a success. Like, there was not 40 chapters, I don't think, last year doing this toy drive. Already, this is huge, and to
Oh
me,
yeah.
it's great because we have so many chapters that are a part of this. But I also want every chapter to kind of feel that impact, going out there and really dropping off just boxes or bags of toys to these organizations that they support. So please do all you can by sharing the information, by sharing other chapters' flyers, their events, their videos. It makes the world a difference. Somebody's going to see it. Somebody's going to step up. Somebody's going to answer the call. I promise you.
Oh yeah.
Robert Lee's in the chat saying that Justin is a serious feller. Glad to have a founder like him. He's passionate about helping the kiddos. Absolutely. Fantastic.
Old Robert.
Justin, just I want to thank you again, buddy. I want to thank you again
thank
for
you for having
joining the
me.
stream. Yeah, absolutely. If anybody has any questions for the OKC team, if you want advice, we have a Facebook group that all these chapter kind of leaders are in,
Mhm.
and people are out there asking for advice. They're asking questions, and nobody's gonna say no. Nobody's not gonna help out. So if any of these teams, if you have any questions for them about anything at all, please reach out. They're all great people. They're all good
Yeah.
folks. We're all in this together. I feel
All right.
like there's nothing we can't do, nothing we can't accomplish. So please
Oh yeah.
don't hesitate to ask. You can also reach out to myself, and I'll get you an answer if I can. So yeah, appreciate it. Anything
Yeah.
left to say, Justin?
No, I mean, yeah, like I said, our operators are standing by, if you have questions as well. But like, I want to give out a shout out again to the group here with OKC Ghostbusters. Like I said, everybody's put in the hard work. And so I really appreciate this team that I'm a part of. And like I said, and I wish the best of luck to all the other teams out there, all the franchises. Good luck, and it's going to be, once this is, we come to the end of this, it's going to be really something special. So yeah.
Absolutely. If anybody was waiting for like a grand total or anything, I'm going to give you a rough estimate right now. There was a lot of chapters that we haven't received information from, but I would say officially and confidently that we're over 1,700 toys collected
Wow.
in the first weekend of this campaign.
Heck yeah.
1,700 toys, and actually close to $1,700. Look at that.
There you
And I don't think there's still a lot of information. I didn't even know you guys were collecting monetary funds. So that probably goes up even more than that. So
Yeah, well, yeah, it was kind of just that was kind of like we kind of like just whenever we get the monetary funds, of course, we'll take it to toys. But yeah, we've just been that was kind of with HTO. They're like, hey, we'll do this for we'll help you out on this. So
yeah, you said around what, 200? You said, I think
it was like it was like $220, something like that. That was like 10% of their sales from 12 to 4. So apparently they were pumping some tea out for that.
There you go. If I include that right now, over $1,900
Okay, nice.
in monetary donations in just the first weekend, in just a couple of days.
Holy cow, that's amazing.
I would. That is amazing. If we stopped right now, that would be amazing numbers. 1,700 toys and almost $2,000 that are going to be going towards toys. I mean, think about how many kids that impacts on a positive level. That's already tremendous. We've got 2 more
yeah.
weeks of this. 2 more weeks. That means there's plenty of time to just
Oh,
up
yeah.
the ante. Just go all out. If you are a chapter and you've already had events, there's a lot of you out there. We'd love to get your information about what you guys have been doing so far. So please send that our way. That way we can sort of try and quantify all this. This isn't a competition. This is a mission. We are on a mission sent from God, and we are out here trying to make a difference in our local communities. So please, 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 do all you can. Do not hesitate to reach out if you need anything. And thanks to Justin, the OKC team. the Arizona team, the Northern Division of Central New York, the LA team, Arizona, and Cherryland. Thanks to all of our guests tonight. Congrats on all your events. You guys are killing it. We've all seen it. Keep trucking along. Keep moving forward. Um, Bustin' makes us feel good,
That's
right?
right. There you go.
Thanks everybody in the chat. We appreciate you all for watching. Be sure to share this stream. That way we can highlight all these fantastic groups and hashtag Ghostbusters Toy Drive. We're only 1 week in. The fight is not over. Keep pushing on. And thanks everybody. Have a great night. Thanks, Justin. Appreciate you,
Yeah,
man.
you're welcome. No problem.